Alright, Schlockmeister fans, a re-review from my previous channel, an old cable classic. This one's called Mortuary. Bill Paxton. Was this his first role? May have been. Let's check it out. Alright, our movie started with a guy getting smacked in the head right by the pool here. He's going to get smacked again with a bat, fall in the pool, and die. We got these two guys, Greg and Josh.
Oh, he's not my boss anymore. Hey man, it's not worth trespassing. Let's get out of here. Who cares? It's all junk anyway. Besides, he hardly ever comes here.
Anyway, they broke in here to steal some tires or something, I think. This is connected to a mortuary, and look at that. They then peek through this window. Another place in the warehouse is Christopher George, who runs the mortuary. That's his boss. He also runs a seance of some sort.
Who? Our boss. Mr. Andrews? Yeah.
Anyway, they decide to leave, and as they split up, and Josh suddenly finds that body.
Mr. Andrews.
It happens to be Christopher George's wife. And then Josh becomes a victim. As Josh's van leaves, Greg is left stranded, so he gets his girlfriend, Christy.
I can't figure it out.
It's weird.
It gets even
It was her father who was killed by the pool, by the
What do
way.
you mean?
Anyway, before ending their evening, that same killer is approaching them.
Ray?
But gets spared.
Greg, is that you? Hi, Pa.
Bill Paxton.
I just got a new Mozart. Why don't you come over to my place and let me play it for you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I'm busy.
Linda Day George is her mother,
Steve?
and she was actually participating in that seance.
Who? I don't know.
And now she thinks someone's following
Someone in
her.
a black station wagon. Well, did you see his face?
So Josh is missing, so he reports to the police what he saw.
You and Josh saw Mr. Andrews here holding a seance with a group of women, right?
Right.
Did you recognize any of the women?
No,
Christy has this bad habit of sleepwalking. Tonight she walked right into the pool before she woke up. And she's also got a stalker. Mom has doubts.
Let's try and get some sleep. Let's go upstairs and try to get some sleep. Right? You've got to let me take you to see that psychiatrist. No!
Lying to the sheriff about me. I'd catch you in that warehouse again. You're gonna end up in one of these caskets.
Greg had to deliver some flowers there. So Christy heard her mom talking on the phone with Mr. Andrews. Greg eventually told her that he saw her with him.
I wish I could hear what they're saying.
So they're spying. Back at the mortuary. That's Mrs. Andrews. I don't know if she's dead or what. That phantom killer is working on her. Well, Christy's mother again having a seance with Mr. Andrews, but it turns out all she's trying to do is speak to her husband from beyond the grave. He's like a medium or something.
I love him.
Greg and Christy are trying to get some quiet time, but they clearly have that stalker watching them. Christy encounters her stalker, and it's clearly Bill Paxton. Paul's backstory.
Your father's patient. He got much worse after his mother committed suicide. For one thing, he became obsessed with you and asked your father to marry you.
Marry me? You're so awful to you. I know you love Dad. I just took all my frustrations out on you, and I'm sorry.
You're my baby. And I love
But Paul's not done for the night. And there goes Christy's mother. chase ensues. He eventually catches up with her. Brings her to the mortuary.
I'm going to embalm you. It won't hurt. This way we'll be together forever. Don't you understand? No one will ever take you away from me.
Dad catches him, though.
Mrs. Parson told me that someone's been following and threatening Christy.
That was you, wasn't it? I was with the sheriff today. He asked me all kinds of questions about you.
You're better off if we went to the hospital and then you turned yourself in.
No!
Greg shows up at the funeral home.
I thought you'd never find me. Where's Christy? Christy is gone. She's not yours anymore. She's mine.
Well, he locks Paul in a room and then becomes a maestro at this wedding he's going to have. Yes, those are all the dead bodies.
You will be mine forever. Paul! What have you done to her?
Well, they get into a scuffle, of course. And then Christy wakes up to save the day.
It's all over. Let's go.
Or is it? Bill Paxton's mother wakes up from her coma, I guess. Alright, let's talk about Mortuary. Now, this is a very early movie for me, too, in terms of when I originally taped it. I had on a Scotch beta tape along with The Fifth Floor and Pranks. Pretty good tape, right? It was actually the very first Scotch tape I ever had. Scotch tape was my brand of choice back in the day, and this was #1. So anyway, I taped this off a cable, watched it many times back in the day. Very early role from Bill Paxton, just a typical 80s horror movie. There's a mortuary, and the guy who runs it is Christopher George. He also has he also performs these seances and things with you think they're witches, but they're really not. But I guess he's like a medium. They're trying to contact dead people. And Linda Day George, were they married? I think they were, right? Anyway, she's one of his customers, I guess you could say. Her husband was killed, and they're trying to reach him to speak to him. Now, the circumstances of his death are kind of mysterious. He fell in a pool and drowned. But as we saw in the beginning of the movie, he was smacked with like a bat or something, which made him fall in there. His son, I should say, Christopher George's son, played by Bill Paxton, is kind of he's just a little bit loony. He listens to Mozart. He's just strange. He's weird. He has a fascination with Linda Day George's daughter, played by Mary McDonough. I think she was on the Waltons, right? Anyway, he's kind of obsessed with her, but she has a boyfriend. I think his name is Greg. And he just basically pursues her throughout this film. We learn that at one point, Bill Paxton was so obsessed that he wanted to marry her, and he asked Christine, I think is her name, asked her dad if they could get married, and they thought he was nuts. They talked to Bill Paxton's dad, and they ended up putting him like in a home for a while, some sort of mental ward or something like that. And there's always been the thought that perhaps Bill Paxton had something to do with the death of Linda Day George's husband in this movie. So, but anyway, people start dying, and ultimately we find out there's this caped killer running around, but it's not even really a secret who it is. It's Bill Paxton. He's got some white makeup on his face, but everybody knows it's him. You can clearly tell it's him. Eventually he's able to kidnap Christine and kill her mother. And he's going to take her back to the mortuary, take them both back to the mortuary. And when he gets there, he's got all the bodies laid out, like sitting up, like if they're attending a wedding or a birthday party. If you remember the ending of Happy Birthday to Me, it was kind of a similar setup that way. He's got his mother there. He had to kill his father too, by the way, when his father found out everything that he was doing. He's got everybody there. But then Greg shows up at the last minute, right before he's about to embalm Christine and kill her. They struggle a little bit, and then Christine wakes up from whatever coma she was in or whatever, and takes an axe and hits Bill Paxton in the back, chops him, and that's the end. So Greg and Christine are walking off, and all of a sudden, the mother of Bill Paxton, who I guess has been in a coma all these years, and she was at this little wedding thing too, she suddenly bursts out of her coma, wakes up, grabs a weapon, I think it may have been a trocar or a knife, I'm not sure, and lunges towards them, and that's how the movie ends. Really weird, fucked up ending that way. Reminds me of the ending of Pieces, which also starred Christopher George and Linda Day George, by the way. So anyway, that is Mortuary. Again, it's just a typical 80s horror movie. I've always kind of enjoyed it a little bit. It's silly, but it's kind of fun. A few nude scenes scattered about, some decent gore in here, some trocar gore. Yeah, decent stuff here. So I got the Blu-ray here, which was put out by Scorpion. Good job, Scorpion. It's got an interview with the composer. That's it. So, but it looks fantastic. So check it out. It's the Blu-ray. I think you can still get this. Some of the companies still have it, and maybe about $25 or so. Well worth it. Check it out. I'll leave a link down below if you're looking to buy it, and buy it. Mortuary. Watch it too. Leave some comments.